Hi guys, so today I wanted to show a planner system update featuring my two hobonichi planners for this year. These are the notebooks that I use for functional weekly and day-to-day planning, as opposed to the other two notebooks that I use as journals or memory keeping notebooks. So as I showed in my planner lineup video, I'm using the Hobonichi Weeks Mega and the Hobonichi Original A6 Techo for my functional planners. Now, if you're wondering why I didn't just get the cousin and combine these two books in one, it's because I really prefer the portability of the smaller size books, and they take up less disk space when they're open. And I usually just have one book open at a time, so yeah, they save disk space in that way. So I'll actually start by showing you the pens that I use the most in these planners. So I often use fountain pens. The first one is the Pilot Vanishing Point in the extra fine nib, and this is inked with the Atramentis Archive Document ink in black. The second one is the Kaweco Sport in the extra fine nib, but this pen actually writes more of a medium line, and this is inked with Pilot Iroshizuku in Yamaguri, so this is a brown ink. And then I also use my Pilot Kakuno fountain pen, also with Yamaguri ink, and I feel like these two pens match my handwriting the most, because I usually write in a smaller handwriting. So yeah, both of these are in the extra fine nib. If I'm not using any of my fountain pens, I'm using the Muji gel pen, and this is just the 0.38 size in black ink, and this is a really trusty and reliable pen to use in my planners. So now I'll walk you through my planners, starting with the Hobonichi Weeks Mega, and I'll also share the accessories that I'm using with it, starting with this leather cover in a pale pink color that I ordered from a local shop. I'll write the shop name below, and this is just an extra thing. It's not really necessary if you're already using a cover and cover, but I decided to get one just to add, you know, a different feel to the Hobonichi Weeks. And yeah, I have my homemade pencil board, and I also have a loose leaf paper over here to act as an ink blotter to use in between pages. And as you can see, I also still use the cover and cover in the Dashenka print, and I keep it here since it actually fits inside the leather cover, but you know, you can always use just one cover for your Hobonichi Weeks. Again, this is just extra. And yeah, this leather cover can actually be very functional since it has two wide pockets right in the front, and then 3 additional pockets for stickers or cards, that sort of thing. I keep it blank for now since I don't have stickers that I want to take with me on the go. This Hobonichi Weeks Mega is really something that I use as a functional planner. It's my, you know, monthly, weekly schedule, and also my bullet journal. So let's take a flip through. Inside, it's still the same cover page, and I just have some cards inside this cover and cover. So for the perpetual yearly calendar, I'm not using it so much. I started to use it as a health tracker relating to any symptoms or sicknesses and my period, but I stopped using it that way because of the limited space. So now I'm just using it to mark any holidays or any vacation leaves that I want to take. So the Weeks Mega monthly calendar is the main calendar that I refer to in terms of an overview of work events or work deadlines and personal appointments. So this portion of the planner is used very functionally. I don't spend a lot of time decorating it. I just use some markers and some washi tape to add some color to these pages. but overall, these are used very functionally and just to give an overview of the events happening in the month. So the bulk of my planning happens in the weekly portion of this notebook, and it still works for me very functionally, and I really appreciate the layout because you have a full overview of the week over here, and this free space I use to write a running to-do list for work, life, and also to track my habits. And that's how I've been using it since December last year until this year. I haven't changed it at all because it really just works. It works really well, and I don't think I'll be changing the setup anytime soon. And yeah, every now and then I will add some washi tape or some markers to add color, but overall it's used as a very functional planner. So the second half of this notebook is my bullet journal that I use just for a lot of lists and a lot of brain dumps. So that's really all there is to this bullet journal. It's just a space for emptying my brain and writing all of the lists before I organize them into my weekly spreads or into my daily journal or my daily techo. So that's an overview of my Hobonichi Weeks Mega and how I've been using it so far. It's really functional, low effort, and very straightforward, and I think that that's how I'll continue using it in the upcoming months. So now I'll walk you through my Hobonichi A6 Techo, and this is the planner that I love to use every day, and this is something that just brings me happiness whenever I use it. And this has the Bonbon Plaid cover in the bittersweet colorway, and I have the clear cover on top, and over here I just added a small heart sticker at the bottom. Hope you can see it. Yeah, so this is my daily planner, also a mini journal whenever there's still space, and let's go through the pages together. So inside the planner cover, I just have a photo card of my favorite idol group, and I also have a small sticker that I plan to use inside the pages eventually. This is just the dashboard that I decorated while I set up this planner, and the cover page has a small sticker that I also added. Yeah, and this is the yearly calendars. They're not used functionally, but I just also decorated the 2022 calendar with some markers to add a little bit of color. So this is the yearly overview. Initially, I didn't plan to use this at all, but now I started to use it as a health tracker of some sort. And this is where I will write down any symptoms or pains that I'm feeling, or also any notes relating to my period or vaccines and stuff like that. So I think this has just enough space to write these notes, and it's easier to flip through these pages whenever I need to refer to them. So this is the monthly section, and since I use the Weeks Mega monthlies for my main monthly overview, this doesn't get used a lot. Initially, I wanted to start tracking my expenses over here, but then I switched to a digital financial tool to do that. So now I think I'm just gonna use it for making notes of any activities that I do, like going on walks. Um, yeah, but I also take the time to use some washi tape on it just so I can use my washi tape and sticker collection. So this monthly section remains mostly empty for now. So now we go to the daily pages, which take up the bulk of the planner. And this is just the collage I made at the beginning of the year. And we go through the daily pages starting January. The way I use the daily pages is to track down three main things: the to-do list for the day, the daily schedule, and any notes or moments or memories that I want to remember on that day. Now, I'll show you a page where I started a real system, because in the beginning I just wrote down my to-do list on the left side of a page and then just wrote that, like, journaled in a smaller way on the remaining space. And I did that when I was still on vacation and there was still not much to do. But when I started to continue working from home, I started to time block and put the time specific tasks or any meetings on the left side of the day or of the page. So I'll find a page where that happens. Okay, so I think this page shows that example the best, and this is one of the neater pages that I have. So on the left side, I block my working hours when I still worked from home. So I just highlighted the hours with a highlighter over here, and then I wrote down the meetings on the dedicated time slot that they had. And this space on the right is where I put my daily to-do lists and daily priorities, and at the bottom there was still space to make some notes or of anything I wanted to remember on that day. So yeah, this is how I used it in that month, and how I'm continuing to use it with just some variations. But overall, I'm really happy with this layout. Sometimes I will add a quote or doodles or stickers just to make the page more fun. But all in all, this is how I'm using the daily pages, and the A6 size is really great for that. On the weekends, the pages are more flexible. Sometimes they can have more stickers, or sometimes they don't have any stickers at all. So I usually just decorate when I have the time. And yeah, I'll show a flip through of my January pages right after this, but these are some of the spreads that I like the most. I just used some washi stickers to make a small collage or different placements on the page, and I think it turned out very neat and really peaceful or relaxing to look at. So I'm very happy. Yeah, so that's how my system for the A6 works for now. Just to recap, I use this for a daily focus and daily planning, where I write down my schedule or time blocking on the left side of a page, and then I write down my priorities and my to-do lists on the right side using the basic bullet journal method. And for any notes and memories I want to remember, I write them at the bottom of the page or whenever there's still space. And of course, I like to use my stickers and washi tape to decorate when I have the time. So now I'll take a flip through of the daily pages starting January until the date today, which is February 12th. By the way, I think I forgot to show you the accessories that I use with the A6 techo. So I have the pencil board that's from Hobonichi. I have the same loose leaf paper that I use as an ink blotter in between pages. And in the back pockets, I keep some dot stickers and the Hobonichi stencil. And I think this is a really functional stencil, not just because of the little icons, but because it has this jagged edge that makes cutting washi tape really easy, and it looks really neat as well. So yeah, these are the accessories that I use. So that's the end of this planner update. I'm really happy with this 2 Hobonichi system that I have so far. The Hobonichi Weeks Mega is really for functional planning, low maintenance, and effortless planning, and it's great to give weekly and monthly overviews. And the bullet journal space at the back of the notebook gives me space to write down all of the lists and all of the brain dumps. And the A6 is for daily focus, and it's really just to be clear about my priorities and my schedule for the day. And also it gives space to be creative and fun, and I really enjoy the tiny form factor. I really enjoy the smaller and more compact sizes of these notebooks. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video or found this helpful. If you have any question or anything you want to clarify, please feel free to leave a comment below or DM me on Instagram, and that's also where I post pictures of my daily spreads. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!